What's going on, family? And my family, I mean, my LLs, my Lubari listeners, my fellow real estate enthusiasts, and my fellow real estate investors. Welcome back to another episode of the Lubari Real Estate Podcast, where we talk all things multifamily investing, also financial freedom, and how to build a life by design, not by default. I'm your host, Jason Lubari Olds, and today I want to touch on something we don't talk about nearly enough in this business: your mental health and how it affects us as investors, entrepreneurs, leaders, and human beings. Now, I know when people hear real estate investing, they think spreadsheets, cash flow, rent rolls, cap rates, deals, and of course, dollars. And yeah, all of that matters. But none of it runs without you. And if your mind isn't right, your deals, your team, your relationships, and your vision, they all suffer. So let's unpack this. So, real estate investing is not for the faint of heart. This is a high pressure, high stakes game. There are long days, late nights, hard decisions, market swings, tough conversations, and of course, rejections, delays, and failures. And if your mental health is on the ropes, it shows up in how you make decisions, manage risk, communicate with your team, deal with setbacks, and how you handle investor relationships. You cannot show up as your best self when your internal world is burning down. You can't be sharp if you're running on burnout. And you can't lead others if you can't take care of yourself. And let's be honest here. Multifamily investing can be lonely. If you're in this game full time or even as a side hustle, you might be shouldering the burden of raising capital, underwriting deals, negotiating contracts, managing properties or asset managers, keeping investors happy, and on top of that, still trying to be present for your family, your friends, and your health. And that's a lot. And if we don't acknowledge the pressure, it will bleed into our lives in other ways. Through things like stress, insomnia, irritability, anxiety, or worse. I've talked to investors who've had panic attacks before their investor calls. So people who were closing deals while silently battling depression. Folks who got so tunnel vision chasing financial freedom that they forgot to take care of the one person doing the chasing, themselves. Because in today's society, honestly, we glorify the hustle. But let me tell you, rest is part of the hustle. So with all of that being said, let me give you some practical things that have helped me and others stay mentally strong in this business. Number 1, daily mental check-ins. Start your morning with a 5-minute mental scan. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Where is my energy? What do I need to reset? And it's okay to pause before pushing forward. Number 2, therapy and coaching. It's not weak to talk to someone. I've worked with coaches, therapists, and mentors, and they've all helped me unpack mental blocks I didn't even know were holding me back. You have to remember, your mind is your biggest asset. So never forget to invest in it. Number 3, which is my favorite, working out. And this is a huge one for me. Lifting weights. Some people like cardio. I'm not a big cardio guy, but that's my reset button. Physical movement clears mental clutter. And it's not about vanity. It's more so about vitality and having an outlet to get some of that stress off of your chest. Literally, because you start bench pressing a lot of weight, it'll stress you out, but in a good way, and also help you de-stress at the same time. Number 4, sleep and nutrition. You want to close $1 million deals running on 3 hours of sleep and fast food. Now, did you hear that? Did you hear how crazy that sounded? Come on now. Take your sleep seriously and fuel your body the way you fuel your business. Eat well and drink well. And finally, number 5, build a real support system. Surround yourself with people who don't just clap when you close a deal, but who also check in when you fall silent. Community is everything. And that's why I tell investors, build wealth with people, not against people. So now I want to talk about a few mental shifts that changed everything for me. And one of them is detach from the outcomes. First of all, you always want to do your best. Analyze the deal, run your numbers, but at the end of the day, you can't control the market. You can't control the seller, and you can't control the interest rates. So don't tie your worth to a win or a loss. Instead, tie it to your process. Another one is grace over grind. Because sometimes we just need to rest. Not quit, but rest. Sometimes the best play is actually a pause. And hustle isn't 24/7 chaos. It's more so being intentional and consistent with what you're doing and how you're doing it. And then lastly, don't forget, you are not your portfolio. If you lose a deal, you are not a failure. If a renovation goes wrong, you're not incompetent. At the end of the day, you're human, I'm human, we're all human. And this business is a marathon, not a sprint. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Had to shout out. Okay, so now let's bring this back to the bottom line. Good mental health isn't just for your personal life. It's also a business strategy. And I say that because when you think about it, you make better decisions when you're clear-headed. And you build stronger relationships with brokers, investors, and tenants when you're emotionally regulated. You also operate with more resilience when things get tough, because things will get tough. And you stay in the game longer, which means compounding your success over time. Taking care of your mind isn't just about avoiding breakdowns. It's also about unlocking your full potential. So, if no one's told you this today, I will. You matter. Your peace matters. Your health matters. And your future self is depending on the choices that you make today. So take care of the person behind the portfolio. Because when your mind is strong, your decisions are strong. And when your decisions are strong, your legacy builds itself. And now we move on to my favorite part of the podcast, where we talk about what real estate can do for you. And if you guys were paying attention or listened to the last episode, you would know that I have my son out here with me, and tomorrow my mom comes, and it's gonna be a good time. And then also this past weekend I had a great experience. I was able to go down to Richmond, Virginia, and hang out with one of my cousins. She's like a sister to me because we grew up together in Vegas. She had a baby shower, so her and her husband are welcoming their fourth child into the world. And for the first time in my life, I guessed the baby's name right. I said, what? I said, get out of here. That's crazy. Yep, so congratulations to my cousin Kiara and her husband Terrence on welcoming baby Zaire into the world. He's coming soon. He's almost done. And yeah, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to be around family and to be able to support the ones that you love. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful for every moment. And it was also great having my son around his cousins, because the rest of their kids are around the same age as he is. So I was good, him getting to see this side of his family and just, spend some time, be a kid, and run around and play. Yep, well, that's all for today, family. If this episode hit home for you, share it with another investor. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a review, and follow at Lubari_real estate on Instagram and also on Facebook and TikTok for more content that feeds your mind and also builds your future. And until next time, stay sharp, stay healthy, and as always, let's build. I love you all, and be blessed.